Hey everyone, welcome back to another market closing live stream. So, very incredible moves here in cryptocurrencies, and they're leading to a lot of questions of, oh, like is this the time to go all in on crypto? Because quite frankly, we've come off some pretty incredible bottoms with crypto. I mean, Solana rather was sitting at like $80, right? Cardano was sitting at $1. I mean, we went to zero on the Fibonacci retracement for Cardano. I mean, the level of oversold was disgusting on so many different cryptocurrencies, and really one of the things that I think is very beautiful about what's happened is that we've really created somewhat of a test of a bottom. Let me show you just for example. This is the Fibonacci retracement here on Cardano. And I mean, this is almost perfect. And what's incredible about this, if you've been following this channel for a while, you know, and this is the same kind of technical analysis that I teach in the Stocks and Psychology of Money group with the VDay coupon code linked down below. But we've been watching this Fibonacci retracement play out. And we've had this set drawn here for quite a while, and we've literally been watching crypto fall to each and every other successive new low here, and really hodl at some of these floors, only of course to either break through or now finally rebound off. And so now we're finally seeing a little bit of a rebound here. We've got a little bit of a pit stop on the Fibonacci retracement of Cardano, and that is right here at about 120, which is kind of where we're getting rejected right now. But I'll tell you, we are having a nice, phenomenal little rally here on cryptos, and it's leading a lot of folks to wonder, hey, like, is now the time potentially to buy in? Is this are we going back? Are we going to 100K now? Is this the time to get on the ride? Maybe you missed from 36 where we've been sitting forever, and 44, and the question is, hey, that's only $8,000 per coin. Maybe now's the time to be part of the run for the next 10 to 20. And it makes sense, when we start seeing these moves off the bottoms, like kind of what we were hoping to start seeing in small caps, but haven't really started seeing, which I'll explain potentially a reason for that. It does create a lot of that hopium that, oh my gosh, this is it. Now's the time to get in off bottom. And what it really comes down to is your belief in have macro factors change. And what kind of investor are you? If you're an investor who's more interested in buy hodl, buy the dip occasionally when you get paid, and just hold and forget about trying to macro time the market, which I would say for 90+% of people is the correct decision. Just add a little bit. If you can get a good price on a dip and it rebounds, great. If it falls more, it doesn't matter because you're just buy hodl. It's not like you're making these all in, all out moves. Then it doesn't so much matter. But in terms of macro changes, nothing has really changed from the macro environment. If anything, expectations are more so that we should expect an ugly print for CPI this week. Crypto has not proven itself to be an inflation hedge, and the same risks that were present last week are still present now. So why are we seeing a move towards risk assets? Well, we're seeing this not just in crypto, but we're seeing it more broadly across the entire world. You're seeing it in other stock markets as well, where some of the more riskier assets are getting pumps right now, or getting boosts right now. It doesn't take away the macroeconomic uncertainties we face, and potentially where we are in the cycle. But if you're not making a bet on the cycle, maybe this is the opportunity to look for evidence that this could be a sustaining bounce. Now, I do specifically want to go back to Cardano here, because take a look at this. We've seen these sorts of rallies before, right? We've what do we always say? Gosh, what's the saying? Like, yeah, we've seen this, we've heard the song before. I don't know. We've seen this movie before, something to that effect, right? And what we have is this regular environment where we do get these incredible rallies where we can get these 6-7% days of multiple days in a row. Here on Cardano, we saw that around in November. We saw it here at the end of December when we briefly thought that's it. The Santa Claus rally is finally here, only for it to sell down further. And then we saw the same rally here about the second week of January, and we only got rejected again. Got rejected at the 23.6 line. So these sorts of rallies are very, very common. I actually prefer the smaller rallies. Like when we get this, like I get more nervous when we get these huge 50% up and 50% down, like what we saw on Snapchat, essentially, right? That makes me more nervous because to me, that's more that sort of volatility and that sort of insane emotion is more of an indicator of a bear market than when we have steady Eddie kind of growth. So if we can get this to just take its time and be patient, I'd much rather see a recovery on something like Cardano that's much more that has a much flatter slope than something that's just parabolic tomorrow. I don't think that's healthy and lasting. And unfortunately, that's a little bit of what we've seen here at BTC, which I hate to say it, but it has the tendency to make these sorts of moves. You could see generally when BTC breaks out of a consolidation period, it has sharp moves. And it could continue to move sharply to high levels. I mean, look at how many times we bumped over here from July to all-time highs over here in November. I mean, it was just aggressive rips, periods of consolidation, followed by rips. That doesn't necessarily, let's turn that on silent. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to hold. I mean, obviously, we knew what happened to BTC prices thereafter, but it's very nice to see that we're finally breaking out of this this region here. For me, something that I really want to pay attention to. Well, you all know I'm on the macro side, so for none of this makes any difference from the broader portion of my portfolio from the macro picture because of, well, you all know what my beliefs are regarding macro right now. But if we look at this more from a trade point of view, personally, I would be looking for some form of confirmation bounce around 45.7 and 46.8. In my opinion, if we can get some kind of confirmation bounces here, where I'm going to show you what I'm looking for. Something like this. See this? Look at that. You see this breakout right here? So we've got a line here at 37.6. We know this one very well. We had a beautiful breakout over here in July. Look at this. You come back down for the confirmation bounce. Boom. This is where you want to buy. No guarantees, but just sort of basic TA will tell you this is generally where you buy. And again, basic TA, one of the reasons I like basic TA, not overcomplicating things, is because the more people know basic TA, the more it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and the more the lines work. It's kind of like, let me see what the SPY is doing today, because I'm pretty sure the SPY nearly bounced off of our 450 twice. It pretty much did. Yeah, look at that. 450 continues to be quite the bounce point here. You could see that hesitation when we get close to 450. See that hesitation right here? It almost looks like it was the 451 line today, but it doesn't matter. My line's actually drawn right at, it's not exactly at 450. It's at, what is this? 450.67. And so you get this hesitation close to it or the pullback when we break just above it briefly. And you generally don't want to get a confirmation off of 1 minute either. Honestly, you'd probably want to get more like a 30-minute full break. And we haven't seen that. We haven't seen a 30-minute full break until over here. But what's crazy is, if you just, again, simple TA, we never confirmed on the 30-minute chart here on the S&P 500 or SPY rather. And so when we got rejected, we fell back down to the lower levels here. But anyway, so yeah, BTC is exciting. I do want to mention that today's video is brought to you by StreamYard. So if you're curious how I can throw things up like this, somebody here donated $5 for Matterport technical analysis. Glad to talk about Matterport in a moment. You could do that as well. If you're streaming and you're looking to multi-stream with Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, you could do that. Just go to metkevin.com/StreamYard. Check it out. If you've never heard of StreamYard, click the link down below. Check it out. Just explore and see what StreamYard is like. It's something really everybody should have in their arsenal. I personally use it more than I use Zoom, like even when I do private meetings. So check it out. By the way, today we'll be having a, what's it called? Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff interview. It's tentatively scheduled for 2 p.m. California time, so in about an hour and 15 minutes. I don't expect there to be any issues, but you never know. So today, by the way, we do also have earnings after the close. We're going to have Chegg at 4:05, Take-Two Interactive 4:05, Amgen at 4, Simon Property Group at 4:10. I'm quite interested in these things. Also, by the way, still putting together some epic plans. We're uncertain exactly which direction yet, and that's why we haven't mentioned anything yet, but some incredible things are coming together. If you want to be part of those incredible things, or you want to be in the know, it costs you nothing to be in the know, go to metkevin.com/cashflow, throw your info in there, metkevin.com/cashflow, and then you get to know what it is. So if you're a lover, sign up. If you're a hater, sign up, and then that way you'll be the first to know what to hate on next. And it's not like a mailing list either. It's It's just when, I mean, it is a mailing list, but it's not like there's like a newsletter that's going to constantly bother you. There's none of that. But anyway, I do want to spend just a little bit more time here on the TA discussion. So a lot of folks, again, are asking me, Kevin, when is it time to go all in here on BTC or whatever? For me, from a technical point of view, I'm waiting for a confirmation bounce and we have not had that yet. We've seen this movie before. We've seen how these movies play out. This is, I mean, you just scroll back on the chart. Without honestly I mean, if we had a real tech rally right now, which we don't, we started having a tech rally this morning, but now QQQ is down. What are we down here? 0.75%. Look at this garbage. Look at that sell off into the close, which is not uncommon. It's been less common the last couple of weeks. It was very, very common during December and in January. Very, very common to have the sell off into the close. Once we hit these higher prices and people take advantage of the opportunity to get to either break even out, take profits or whatever, but they close positions and they get out. You just see this a lot. But anyway, so QQQ here, down 0.75%. ARK was up like 4% earlier today. Look at this. I mean, look at this. This rally just gets sold off. And that is something that does make me nervous that you're probably going to see something similar to this on crypto. Now, I don't want to sound like a crypto bear. I love it. And I love blockchain technology. I just can't help myself. In the short term, I'm not very happy. I'm very, very sad. And Jerome Powell continues to invade my dreams. I kid you not. This is probably the most toxic dream ever is dreaming about Jerome Powell and inflation. Like it is, I wake up at like 2 or 3 in the middle of the night. It's so terrible. I feel miserable about it. But it's really hard. It's really hard to like not be all in, right? Because I'm always all in. So it's not easy. Anyway, enough about me moping. I do want to look at SHIB here a little bit. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah. So let's go down to the 30-minute here. Haha, interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so jeez, man. Okay, hold on. So look at your SHIB, okay? Here's your Fibonacci retracement on SHIB. Same thing I teach in the Stocks Psychology Money Group, VDAY coupon code down below. The same nonsense here is what we followed with SHIB. We didn't actually break below the Fibonacci, though, and we really sat on the shelf right over here. I mean, I may as well draw a line right here. This would actually be a perfect spot to draw a line. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to draw it a little bit weaker so I can differentiate it a little bit from my fib here, but it looks like I'm drawing this at about 2009. Yeah, we're going to just make this a little weaker line there. There we go, just so we keep this reference point handy. And so what I'm really looking for is a bounce off of the 0% line, which is honestly terrible when you're looking at the 0% line on a fib, but it's been a rough ride. So yeah, okay. So this, I cannot say that this was enough of a conviction bounce right here to test the support line. That this is pathetic. I would not have enough conviction in this to say that this is going to say we're going to be able to hold the 0% line. I probably would want to be almost on the day chart on this. I don't think we're going to get a day chart bounce on this, but I'm not going to trust this 30-minute right here. Right now we're getting a little bit of a drawdown, but it's okay. We hit 35. So we'll see what happens here. This is a far cry from obviously where we had been, up the fib chain here, but that's okay. We'll see what happens. And hopefully we do get to have more solid support there at the 0% line. One other I did want to do was Sol as well. So let me get Solana USD. Type that in here. There we go. Yeah, look at this. Same thing. So unfortunately, I drew the Fibonacci upside down on this one, but it's kind of been working. Yeah, but that's okay. So very similar to SHIB here, where we're still trying to get, I'm going to flip this after the stream. It bothers me. We're still trying to get a confirmation bounce over here. And we did, it does seem like this 86, it's hard to even draw a line over here. There's just no consistency here right here. I mean, we got a couple touches. No, you really got nothing. Nothing consistent here. Probably have to go down to the hour chart to see a little bit more of a support here. It's almost like a little parabola over here. Anywho, so those are some of my thoughts on crypto right now. And so hopefully that kind of TA helps you. But the problem with translating TA, and you have to be careful about this, you can't translate it to everything. Like, I don't think we can really stand to do much TA on Matterport right now. The rationale is that Matterport is going to continue to be Okay, small caps. So it's a small cap risk asset. And the issue with small cap risk assets is that their cost to borrow can frequently be can frequently explode in difficult markets. So what happens is uh, junk level debt or riskier debt becomes substantially more expensive, especially in a tightening environment where money is a little harder to come by. Still plenty of it around, and you have you're a small cap that has high short. These companies, they're not going to have the best opportunity to borrow at pristine rates, right? And this is why Apple and Google, Tesla, these companies are phenomenal because they have much more capacity to borrow at cheap rates. And so that's where I think TA is not really going to, you can't TA your way out of a bear market with small caps. And so unfortunately, as much as I hope that we hold some of the levels over here, I can't say with confidence that we will. Unfortunately, we're essentially near all-time lows here on Matterport, which is terrible because I think it's a wonderful company. It's just the macro environment is killing these things. It's not you, it's not the company, it's the macroeconomic cycle is just screw you right now. I mean, look at Robinhood. Come on, man. It starts rallying a little bit. Now it's down 9% on what? Look at Square. I mean, it just can't catch a break. Down another 6.2% on what? Just because people are tired of it. I don't know. Facebook down again, 5.3%. Come on, man. It's like, where's the bottom? You can't TA your way out of this. It's just garbage. Maybe there's a chance that Autodesk will buy Matterport. That would be brilliant, honestly. That would actually be very smart for Autodesk. They have a $52 billion market cap. Matterport's, gosh, at this point, it's got to be like $1 billion. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, it's 2. It's 2 billion. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that's a terrible idea, honestly. The amount of data Autodesk would get, oh my gosh, the data alone's probably worth more than $2 billion. Think about the amount of data Matterport has. Oh, so good. The problem is if Matterport were still private, I think there'd be a higher likelihood that they would get acquired because I think their valuation would be substantially lower in the private market. When you SPAC, the valuation gets pumped up a little bit. I hate SPACs. I think honestly everybody started hating SPACs. So I'm probably preaching to the choir on that one, but oh well. What happened to make Carnival Cruise Lines go up 7.5%? That's not normal. That I'm going to look at. Like Facebook getting beat up and Square getting beat up, I'm not surprised. That's just the flavor of the day. It's the special of the day at the restaurant. I personally am very jaded and I never get the special of the day at the restaurants because I have this very evil and jaded thesis that, oh man, this computer's burning up. Hold on a second. Let me turn the fan on. I have this very evil and jaded thesis that the reason certain food is the special of the day is because the food's going bad and the chef needs to sell it. It's kind of like when Lauren's like, hey, Kevin, you really need to eat the shrimp today because it's going bad otherwise. It's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll have shrimp for lunch today, It's like if you're a restaurant, you really going to tell your customers, hey, the shrimp's going bad, we'd love it if you'd order the shrimp. Dude, nobody would freaking buy it. On the flip side, today, shrimp is the special of the day, prepared special by our chef. Highly recommended. Come on, man. It's all a freaking sales pitch. I tell you, sometimes I'm too jaded. Sometimes I'm not jaded enough, but I don't know. That's. I don't believe specials today. Waiter, you want the special of the day? Kevin, no, I can't because of the macro. Stop it. All right, let me see what's going on with Carnival Cruise Lines. All right, it's quite odd. Ugh. Carnival, dude, nothing. Recent whale trades. That's it. Yeah, I literally see nothing. It's just pure hedge fund speculation at this point. That's sad. It's all right. Okay. Ooh. European credit default swaps. Oh boy, do I love seeing titles talking about credit default swaps. Not. European corporate bonds may be at greater risk from the hawkish central bank shift than their US counterpart. That's the signal from one of the key measures of risk of credit default swaps. Wow. Dude, I never want to hear about credit default swaps again. Euro volatility stays elevated after Lagarde. Oh yeah, Lagarde tried coming out and like calming things down, like, oh, don't worry, we're gonna go back to 2% inflation, and the market's just like, good joke. It's bad. Eventually we will. Don't get me wrong, but at this point, I think people have lost a little faith in Christine. Which remember, I had to flip because of JPOW. You know, when they flipped on us, I had to flip. So people were like, "Oh, Kevin, you flipped." No, JPOW did. Why do you think he's living rent free in my brain? I'm so tired of it. It's very exhausting. All right, so let's look at. We got 3 minutes to go before the close here. I do want to see how things are performing going into earnings here. Okay, so here's our SPY. Nice sell off. My gosh, nice. Just end of the day disaster. Yeah, we are at lows of the day right now on the SPY, down 0.5%. Piton, it's been a little volatile. Spirit Airlines, okay. Tyson's holding up. Carnival, for whatever reason. Toast, okay. So some of these things holding up. A little bit of pain here, just a slight bit on Cardano. Wow, are you kidding me? Look at that. Tell me this is not some like institutional trading. This is bullcrap. That's what that is. How does Cloudflare go from 103 at open to 115 to 107? Come on, man. These people are raking retail over the coals. So you got to be careful. This is one of the dangers of trading right now is let's say you hopped in the position here because you're like, hey, I see the trend, I see the momentum, I'll hop in the position here. You would have been the king for about 2 hours, but now you'd be low, you'd be at a loss. And I mean, generally we want to close our trades like on this half, not this half, but sometimes we get the rallies into the close, but not worth betting on that. Or bet on the early momentum and take your tendies home. Which we'll be doing more trading this week, and I'll be sending the alerts and stocks and psych. We might open positions on the opening lives. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do yet, but I'll figure it out. Look at Affirm. It's just as another example. What is this? Oh, this is DWAC. This is DWAC on the 1 minute. What happened? Look. Tell me this is not like an institution just pulling the trigger, you know? That's DWAC. Here's Affirm, low end of the day. Only up 0.22. Dude, this thing was up like 8% earlier today. These are characteristic nasty moves of a bear market. So yeah, I actually filmed my Lucid video today, folks. Today. Yeah. And I just have to edit it together. And since I don't have an editor, because I can't freaking find one who wants to live here and be an editor, I need an editor. If you want to be an editor, please, and you're willing to relocate to Ventura, California, do not email me if you don't want to relocate. I don't want to do remote. And I also don't want to get the emails of people going like, oh, but Kevin, why don't you just try remote? I don't blame you. I blame me. I'm too lazy, okay? If you're not here staring at my face, I'm just going to not do anything. So anyway, if you are an editor and you're looking to relocate to Ventura, California, email me at kevin@meetkevin.com. I just need one. But at this point, I don't mind getting two. All right, let's listen to the bell.
5-year level. Same level 5 years ago. It's up today by more than 2%.
Aw, Mr. Rita's all alone over there. All right, wow. The Dow is basically zero. Look at that, unchanged. Oh my gosh, it almost had the blue closing. That's crazy. We rarely see that. S&P recovered a tiny little bit there, 0.37 down. NASDAQ 0.58 down. That's crazy. It was up like 1% earlier. Russell up 0.51. So now we have earnings. Lots of earnings coming up. First earnings we have are Take-Two Interactive, followed by Chegg. We've got Amgen coming up. We've got Simon Property Group coming up. This should be fun. I mean, not we don't have like megas here. Let's say Amgen. There we go. All right, here we go. Amgen and Simon. Those are going to probably be the 4. Simon, I want to know what Simon's saying about retail. I'm bullish actually on Simon. I'm not going to buy them, right? But I would not be surprised if they end up doing decently, because I do think people have been spending more money at the beginning of the year. If they say something bad though, it's going to be bad for the broader market. So I want to hear what they have to say. You might think like, who cares? Simon Property Group. What do I care? I'm not investing in them. No. Yeah, that is a tell for the entire market. Okay, so I got to put Chegg up. Hold on one sec. I got to take 2. Okay, none of them are out yet. That's fine. And I got to look at what Tesla did today. I'm always addicted to looking at what Tesla did. It's bad. Looking at okay, Amgen's out. I'll complain. Oh, Amgen beats 436 adjusted EPS versus 407. That is a beat. They had net of 1.9 billion, revenue of 6.8. That's a good EPS beat. But it says revenue misses targets, but the EPS beat. So top line missed, but bottom line actually beat. Amgen, let's see how they're doing. The candlestick looks nice. I can't really tell. Oh no, that looks very nice. 223 to 229. That's what, 4 or 5% or something like that. There it is. Okay, 3.26%. The candle I think looks a little bizarre. I don't. There we go. Yes, that's a little better. Ooh, look at Affirm pop a little bit here into the close. I wonder if that's when Simon reports, if we're going to see a little bit of a move over here on this. We'll see. Okay, who else is reporting? I get some more numbers here. Chegg, Take-Two have not yet. Amgen, we saw. Amgen jumps 3%. Okay, the sales target was 6.88 billion, and they came in at 6.8. Oh, come on, man. Whatever. That is so close. No, good for Amgen. Amgen's actually got a big facility out here in Thousand Oaks, Newbury Park, which is close to where I live. And a lot of people have moved to remote work. I was talking to some dentists in the area, and they're like, we've lost a lot of clients because the Amgen people are just moving and working remotely. It's like, well, remember what we say, folks. Gavin Newsom is the biggest gift to U-Haul. All right. That's pretty mean, but honestly, I was going to say a worse word, but the loser deserves it. All right. Anyway, so waiting for Chegg, Take-Two, and Simon. I actually do have some of my campaign crew still here, but not editors. I was doing a lot of the editing, honestly, for regular content. We did have some folks that helped with editing, which was nice, but yeah. Anyway, so while we wait here, let me see what other news there is quickly while we wait. Stocks decline amid midday sell-off. JP Morgan sees U.S. corporate debt drawing more foreign buyers. Yeah, that makes sense. Metaverse ETF price battle starts early. Whatever. IRS to end the use of facial recognition to access tax accounts. Oh, didn't even know they were doing that. Still waiting for earnings on those 3, by the way. Okay. Treasuries fell with the 10-year. Wow, folks, the 10 years now at 1.94. Okay, Chegg beats. Net revenue coming in at 207.5. Estimate 195. That is a beat on Chegg. Take-Two comes in with missed forecast and a miss on revenue. 866 on revenue versus 870 expected. That's a miss on revenue. That's a miss on forecast by a lot. Midpoint at about 830 million. The estimate was for 918. That's a miss. EPS, big miss. Oh my gosh. They were expecting $1.15. and they come in at wait, hold on, no, that's their forecast EPS. Oh, the forecast EPS, terrible. So the forecasted EPS is $1.15. They're now projecting a midpoint of about 84 cents. Their current EPS actually beat. Current EPS beat. So Q3 beat on EPS with 132 versus a 112 expected, but miss on top line by a little bit. The forecast is what's devastating on this, though. That it's probably a good 10% haircut on forecast for Take-Two Interactive. No other details yet on Chegg. Simon Property Group comes in with EPS of 153. This is a free cat. What is this? This looks like it might. No, hold on here. Forecast. No, we have a miss on the forecast. They're projecting a midpoint of 1160 in EPS. The goal was for 1181. So that's a miss for forecast for Q1. That's not what I wanted to see. And for fiscal year, okay, Q4, looks like their EPS did beat 309 versus 290. So Take-Two was a disaster. I watched the stock will end up being up. Chegg beat. Really nice beat on Rev. EPS coming in at 38 cents versus 31. Let's go ahead and look at the actual sticks here. Yeah, a firm rotating down after that Simon Property Group for, yeah, look at that Chegg move. Let's go. Where's the darn thing? Oh my gosh, 14% on that beat. Let's go. Wow. Wow, up 16% now on Chegg. Really, really nice. Good move. So that's Chegg. And Take-Two, let's go to that one. TTWO. Wow, really? Chegg or Take-Two Interactive has a terrible guide, and it's actually green by 4%. That shows you why you never play earnings. It literally shows. Thanks to the Dino editor. This literally is proof as to why you do not play earnings. When they shave their forecast 10% and the stock still goes up, that's stupid. Watch this thing turn negative, because that doesn't even make sense. I mean, what I don't try to even speculate anymore on earnings. The only way I would is if I was making a bet going both ways. Then you can only be wrong if it doesn't move a lot. Anyway, so okay, well, that's quite interesting. The Chegg 14. That's no surprise on Chegg. Take-Two. That's stupid. SPG. Let me try that. I tapped SPY. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. 3% down on Simon Property Group. Yeah, that's not a surprise. I want to read this, though. I want to understand, are they seeing lower visits, lower mobility? What's going on here? Keep in mind the... what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, this video is brought to you by StreamYard. So make sure to go to metkevin.com/StreamYard to learn more. Peter Thiel reportedly to leave Facebook to work with Trump. Oh yeah, okay, that's definitely unconfirmed, but we'll see what happens with that. Okay, so why wouldn't he leave to go work for Biden? I don't understand. Oh wow, look at big digital assets. Is this serious? Yeah, look at that. We went from wasn't it like 70 cents and went to $1? Oh my gosh, big digital assets killing it here. I mean, big penny stock move here. Backed holdings. I've interviewed one of their executives before, by the way. You can find it on YouTube. Remember, I will have Peter Schiff on the channel soon. A lot of the crypto-related stocks moving nicely today. So very, very good moves here. Makes sense because we had quite the nice rally on crypto, which we talked a lot about at the beginning of the live stream, in case you haven't seen that yet. Do want to take another peek here at earnings, though. Simon Property Group really the one moving down a little bit here. And Take-Two makes no sense at all that their forecast is such trash. There we go. Now it's negative. Now it's finally turning negative. It's like, did it really take that long for people to realize that the earnings were crap? I don't know. Chegg, CHGG. Usually the market's fast. Okay, stand by. Let's see what we got here. All right. So NBA 2K had strong holiday quarter. Raises, bookings target. Oh, that's not that bad. Okay, good. Chegg. Forecast beats estimate. Oh, yeah, they did. The Chegg forecast came in at 830 to 850 million. That's an 840 median. and they were or midpoint rather, and they were expecting 827. So that's a nice beat on forecast, beat on bottom line, beat on revenue. Chegg killed it. That's a triple beat on Chegg. Very good. Take Two was a disaster. I still don't understand. I mean, they beat on EPS, but missed on forecast EPS, missed on forecast revenue, barely met their estimated revenue for the last quarter. All right. Yeah, and then Simon Property Group, I do want to, that's going to be the earnings call I really want to pay attention to. Yeah, no particular notes yet, so I'll have to check out the earnings for that one and then circle back. Circle back Saki. Doesn't everyone love the circle back? Okay, good. Now, what I do want to do is look at the break-even rate, because I haven't done that in a bit. 5-year break-even. This is very important. Look at Tyson Foods after hours. Why? What's it doing after hours? Dude, that freaking stock killed it today. I made a joke early in the Course Member live stream. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Tyson's doing nothing in the after hours. You're probably looking at a glitch. There's nothing to see there. Yeah. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, here. Okay. I mean, the 5-year break-evens are seriously unchanged. The market, and this actually makes me somewhat nervous, is the market's not pricing in more inflation at all, which maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's just the market's projecting that, hey, we're going to be okay. I hope so. I don't want, it's more stressful to be out of the market than in the market. My gosh. You think it becomes less stressful being out of the market? No. That's why I always think it's funny when people are like, what? You're just taking the easy way out, baby. It's harder. Anyway. So yeah, 5-year break even has been relatively unchanged, which is quite odd. Again, because everything has been inflating more, but okay. So let me try a 2-year break even. Usually I like using the 5, and there's generally not that terribly much of a difference. No, nothing's really changed on the 2-year either. What is with it? The Velodyne spam. Oh my gosh. Well, now I understand why. Apparently, this LiDAR company is up like 85% in after hours. Let's go find out why. Now, I don't know how much good it does for this stock, which has gone from literally SPAC of $10 to $32 to $3, but they probably got bought out. That's the only explanation here. I will look. VLDR. Velodyne LiDAR. Watch Tesla. Dude, watch Tesla bottom. All in on Tesla. Oh, Velodyne LiDAR rises after filing shows pact with Amazon. Interesting. Entered into a transaction deal with Amazon whereby the company to issue Amazon up to 39 million shares to... Okay. Interesting. I would have to read the details of this pact before. I mean, I don't like speculating on this kind of stuff. But what is this? Velodyne and Amazon entered into a transaction agreement pursuant to which other things, Velodyne agreed to issue Amazon Holdings a warrant to acquire 39.5 million shares, subject to vesting, based on discretionary payments made by Amazon, pursuant to existing commercial agreements between the company. Okay. The warrant, which shall vest over time based on discretionary payments of up to $200 million. This is very confusing. Oh, here, at an exercise price of $4.18. Okay. Subject to vesting. Exercise price of $4.18, February 4th, 2030. Maybe people are reading into that and thinking that like somehow that bestows more value on the stock right now. I mean, it's $7.41. I don't to me that it doesn't sound like anything really happened. I don't know. Maybe I'm not understanding that one correctly, but to me that sounds like bullcrap. Because I'm pretty sure they've already had a relationship together. This just allows Amazon to basically have an option on buying more shares in the future, which maybe that's just part of some deal making or whatever they did, but I don't know. For it to jump 80%, I don't know. That seems a little weird. It's not. It's a play that I understand way too little to even really comment on. So, well. But that is still kind of cool to see the stock price skyrocket like that. I mean, geez. Okay, cool. Lemonade's up about 3% in after hours. Do a quick little look here on crypto. BTC. Oh yeah. I don't really. Yeah. Okay. Well, BTC is kind of stable. I keep getting asked questions like this, which I'm going to go after this. But people ask me, like, in the bear market scenario, how low in your opinion can Tesla go? Well, hold on. What's this?
Their positions and standing up to Russia, which has built up capacity to potentially launch an invasion of Ukraine in a matter of days, according to U.S. intelligence. President Biden saying that he would urge American civilians to leave Ukraine if they are still in the country, while suggesting diplomats would stay put, but also suggesting that he still did not know whether President Vladimir Putin had made up his mind as to whether he would in fact be launching an invasion. But President Biden did put some detail onto what exact type of invasion would warrant these swift and severe actions that would potentially include the shutdown of a major future source of Russian natural gas to Europe. Listen.
If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
Well, that pipeline comes onshore in Germany, is financed largely by German and European countries. So how will the two countries exactly be putting an end to it? Well, President Biden didn't specify that, only saying that if there is an invasion, that there will not be a pipeline going forward. Chancellor Scholz did not put as much specificity behind that. He did not address Nord Stream 2 at all in his comments, only saying that the two countries were united, that NATO was united in how it would address the situation going forward, and that Germany is working to reduce its dependence on Russian gas going forward. We will see how this situation plays out. Of course, there's diplomacy underway. The White House says it is a multi-layered diplomatic approach, a complicated one, with a little bit of news today. Back to you.
Kayla, thank you. Kayla Tausche at the White House. We are just getting started on the second hour of Closing Bell. Up next.
Very interesting. Yes, Nord Stream 2, I'm just looking at this a little bit. Massive pipeline. So it's let's see here. Offshore natural gas pipeline in Europe. Looks like it kind of goes through St. Peter's, or just above or through St. Petersburg, and then really out to northern Germany, through the sea right there below Sweden and Finland, the Baltic Sea. It's two pipelines apparently. Yeah, this drama is quite quite toxic. Oh, geez. I couldn't really give, like, I wish it would give me like a barrels measure or something, but they only do these cubic feet things, and I can't really make much of a comparison out of that. But anyway, kind of saber rattling never sounds good. Anyway, so somebody was asking about how low can Tesla go in my SH9T scenario. Look, this sounds so bearish, but there is no floor that we have recently seen, in my opinion, for if things really, like, let me put it this way, and this is a big if, okay? I'm not saying this will happen. I hope this does not happen. But if we go into a recession, and if at the same time we're in recession, Jerome Powell's like, hey, sorry, guys, I can't bail you out. I need to fight inflation. We could potentially break, in my opinion, the lows of March of 2020, which is insane. It's like, what? No, that's not possible. Dude, the only thing that stopped the lows of March of 2020 was the Fed bailout, right? The Fed money printer. And if they don't come, that's a pittance. That's terrible. And it'll only U-turn when the Fed does. I'm just saying things could go in that direction in the worst case scenario, right? And hopefully that's a very small chance. But things could go in that direction until the Fed pivots. It's when the Fed pivots. That's the time to buy. My take. But there's no floor, unfortunately. because all of the other floors have been propped up by Jerome Powell. Yeah. All right. So, well, there we have it for now. I appreciate you being here. Check out mechkevin.com/StreamYard. Check out the programs on Building Your Wealth linked down below. And we'll see you in the next one.